The opposition demands Foreign Minister Bushati report to the Foreign Commission regarding talks held with his Greek counterpart after they failed to reach an agreement. Members of vetting commissions who were previously strong critics of the staffing numbers have changed their minds, saying that they are now working well with current staffing levels. Health experts continue to warn citizens, especially the most vulnerable, to be vaccinated against the common influenza virus ahead of the oncoming season. Good evening, it's 6 o'clock on Monday the 13th of November 2017. Welcome and thank you for joining us tonight for the English edition of Aura News, bringing you the day's national top stories translated into English 6 days a week. Foreign Minister Ditmir Bushati will report to the Foreign Commission on the talks held with his Greek counterpart, Nikos Kotzias, during a two-day visit to Crete. It was the former Minister of Integration, Klaida Jorsha, that asked for the Commission to be informed about the talks after the discussions did not result in an agreement. The demand was accepted by the ruling majority, with Socialist MP Kotzias saying, "We will call Bushati to the Commission." Meanwhile, the Minister for the Diaspora, Pandeli Maiko, valued the meeting as a positive step towards improving relations between Albania and Greece. The meeting was a step forward in creating a friendly climate in relations between us and our neighbour, said Pandeli Maiko. During the two-day meeting in Crete, Bushati and Kotzias discussed current issues between the two countries in order to find common ground. The two ministers will meet again in Tirana in the coming months. Among the topics discussed were the abolition on the law of war, the marine agreement, and the issues regarding the Greek minority in Albania. By unanimous vote, the Commission has also approved the draft budget for the Ministry for Diaspora for 2018. Although unhappy with budget and staffing allowances 2 months ago, the leaders of the vetting commissions have changed their stance. Genta Bungo, chair of the Independent Qualification Commission, told the Law Commission that this budget is sufficient to carry out the process of vetting, which has already started. Vetting has started and the 12 commissioners are at work. In the moments we're talking about, recruitment procedures are being shut down. All those in positions today are currently working well, said Bungo. While Natasha Mulai, the chairwoman of the Appeals Commission, previously fought for the need for increasing staffing numbers, said that she was now satisfied, though she would not hesitate to ask for more should the need arise. Today, we are ahead of the approved structure. We are making significant progress when compared to our budget. We are comfortable being vocal about our needs. I have the courage and I will come back here to look for additional resources when needed, said Mulai. Previously, the lack of staff was seen as a violation of privacy and as a form of government intervention in the vetting process, as they considered the budget insufficient to perform verification and re-evaluation of judges. Democrat MP and Khaled Alibiai also commented on the issue, saying, "To be independent, they will have to perform their function and service according to their requirements. They should feel good, which means that psychosis is unacceptable for ladies and gentlemen whenever they need to come knocking on the doors of the parliament," said Alibiai. The Bureau of the Parliament has rejected the Democratic Party's request for a 10-day expulsion from parliamentary proceedings for the Socialist MP Pierin Andreou. The DP claimed that Andreou threatened right-wing deputy Ervin Saliani at the weekly meeting of the Security Committee on November 7th. After the decision, the Democratic MP reacted to the dropping of the decision, and Andreou responded by comparing the DP MP to a young child. Parliamentary Bureau rejected the request by the DP to expel the Socialist MP Pierin Andreou for 10 days from the Assembly. The Democratic Party's parliamentary group called for the 10-day expulsion of the MP Andreou, claiming that he threatened DP MP Ervin Saliani during the parliamentary committee meeting a few days ago. Sources suggest that the Assembly Speaker Gramos Rucci has stated that the meeting cannot be considered for the case, stating that the Bureau does not punish people who shake up debate in commissions. Immediately after this decision, reactions came from both political sides. The Member of Parliament at the centre of the scandal, Saliani, said that he is not frightened by the threats. Meanwhile, expressing his opinions via Facebook, the Socialist MP Pierin Andreou has ironically written that in the bedrooms of the DP, the members prefer to use cots when there are perfectly good beds available for no reason. The Democratic Party claims that on November 7th, the Security Commissioner was threatened by the Socialist MP, Pierre Andreu, and Pauline Sterkai during a hearing on the defence budget. Chairman of the Central Election Commission, Clement Zaguri, has refused to comment on the request from the Socialist Party regarding the case of the mayor of Malakastra, Agron Kaplanai. Speaking to the media, Zaguri said that the decision by the CEC not to accept the request from the SP for the dismissal of Kaplanai is public and, according to him, has not been officially appealed. A few days ago, the SP demanded the dismissal of Zaguri from his role as head of the Central Election Commission on the grounds that he was in violation of his duty when he chose not to order the dismissal of Kaplanai. Zaguri called on the majority to have a real political debate about his potential dismissal. The opposition raised concerns at the Parliamentary Health Commission that the government has failed with employment strategies. The SMI says 1 in 3 young people today are unemployed, while Democrats said the government manipulates data to indicate that employment has increased. Meanwhile, Deputy Finance Minister Erion Lucci said that 490 million lek will go towards creation of employment. 5,000 people are registered as unemployed, said Lucci. The government envisions a fund of 490 million lek to go towards securing employment for the youth, while in the Parliamentary Health Commission, Deputy Finance Minister Lucci articulated 3 different figures in terms of unemployment. For the Democrats, the government has failed in their efforts regarding employment strategies. You simply manipulate the data. There is no increase in employment, exclaimed Grida Duma. For the SMI, the unemployment statistics are high, with 1 in 3 unemployed. Petrit Vasily, chairman of the Parliamentary Health Commission, said closing down businesses due to the economic crisis left 30,000 people unemployed. 1 in 3 young people are unemployed and 10,000 businesses are closed, declared Vasily. Instat reports show that in the second quarter of 2017, the unemployment rate in Albania for active workers aged 15 to 64 is 13.9%, a decrease of 1.6% when compared to the previous year. In order to protect yourself from the seasonal flu, health experts recommend you be vaccinated, as this is the most effective way to protect against the virus. PHI data shows that over 66,000 people have been vaccinated, and in some health centres, vaccination supplies have been exhausted and need to be refurbished. Vaccines are the best way to prevent the flu. The country is nearing the time of the flu season, so health experts recommend that pregnant women, children, chronically ill people, and anyone else able to do the vaccine receives it. Arida Nelai, a PHI expert, refers to the latest statistics when she says that over 66,000 people have been vaccinated across the country. Some health centres need to receive additional supplies as the actual stocks of the vaccines are depleted. Health examiners note that this year there has been a significant increase in the number of people receiving vaccinations. This is a possible indication that society was sensitised as to the effectiveness of vaccines following the catastrophic effects of the virus the country saw last season. Some health centres will be restocked with the vaccine, said Nelai. General vaccines are required by law in Albania. Hepatitis B vaccines are made at birth, while for diseases such as tuberculosis, diphtheria, tetanus, pneumococcal infections, poliomyelitis, and the measles, mumps, rubella vaccines, these are divided into doses, with the first injections given at the age of 2 months. Within 6 months, the municipality of Tirana completed the construction of 3 new roads in the area of Shkoza at Disha Street, Thomanasi Street and Francois Poukville Street, which connect Administrative Unit Number 3 to Administrative Unit Number 1. In addition to the construction of the roads, the City Hall has also provided a completely new sewerage network, offering better standards for residents. The Mayor of Tirana, Erion Veliai, has inspected the works for the rehabilitation of the roads, considered to be one of the most difficult construction projects. It has been one of the most difficult projects due to relief, legalisation issues, mortgages and property problems. But I'm glad that, along with Alona, the members of the Council, our colleagues and administrators of Unit 1 and 3, we have made it possible to unlock a project that has brought life to the area, said Veliai. Along with the construction of the sewage network for both white and black water, both sides of the street have seen decorative walls built, as well as a lighting system. We have tried to give a solution that highlights the walls of the estate, and I am glad that not only the houses have come to light, but also the streets. Not only have the streets come to light, but there is now a road connection from Școza to Porțelan, whereas before traffic had to descend down Ali Demi Street. But above all, the value of property has increased. A house that has a nicer facade with night lighting and no overflowing sewers is a home that is worth more when deciding to sell, invest or take a mortgage from the bank, said Arion Veliai. Mayor Veliai promised that for the next 2 years of his mandate, the municipality will continue at the same pace with increased attention to be paid to suburban areas of the city. That's all for our English edition this evening. My name is Alexandra. Please join me again Monday through Saturday at 6 p.m. for your local news in English. On behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.